Namaste and a very good morning, dear children. I hope you all are safe and sound at home and are all set for your English class today. As you all know, we are through with the chapter Birbal Identifies the Thief, and today we are going to begin with the poem Wind on the Hill. And this poem has been written by A.A. Milne. Now, the full name of the poet is Alan Alexander Milne. Fine. Now, before we begin with the poem, let's read about a little bit of vocabulary which is used related to the wind. Now, can you see this girl? How she's enjoying the air? The wind is lightly blowing, her hair is lightly blowing, and the trees are also, and the little bit of plants, the small plants that are there, they're also moving. And can you look at this picture? Here also the wind is lightly blowing and little bit of leaves are falling down. When we have very light wind blowing, the wind is not very fast, but it's a very light wind that is blowing. That wind is known as breeze. I hope you will remember, when the wind is lightly blowing, it's not a strong wind, it's a light wind that is blowing and everybody is enjoying. So that type of wind is known as breeze. Next we have this kind of wind. Can you see how her hair are blowing here and there? Her umbrella is also going out of control. Her clothes are going out of control. Now when we have a very strong wind, at times it happens now when we have dust storms, the whole dust is also blowing with the wind is so fast that even the dust lying on the road or on the ground also blows. Now this, when this wind is very strong, okay, this kind of wind is known as gale. Okay, I hope now you know the difference between a light wind that is known as breeze and a strong wind which causes dust storm. That wind is called gale. Next we have this. When it starts raining and little bit of droplets are falling, it's not a proper rain that is happening. The rainfall is not proper, just little bit of drizzle is there. That when little bit of raindrops are there, it is known as drizzle. Not a very heavy rainfall, but light rain is there. It is known as drizzle. And I hope you know the spelling also now, as it is written downstairs. When it is pouring very heavily, can you see how the rain is falling, how the droplets are falling? It is heavy, the rain is quite heavy. And can you see she's holding an umbrella also, but still she is getting wet. Why? Because the rain is pouring very heavily. Now such kind of rain, when it is raining like this, it is known as downpour. I hope now the difference between downpour and your drizzle is clear. Okay, so when it is raining lightly, you will say it is drizzling. We will not say it is raining. Raining lightly means that you can't, even if you go out, you don't become completely wet. It is raining, but you can do without an umbrella. But when downpour is there, you have to have an umbrella, you have to have a raincoat, otherwise you will become wet completely. Now when both your heavy rainfall is there, thunder is there, and your gale is there, the wind is also very strong. At that time, that is known as storm. What is it called? When heavy rainfall, thunder, and it is raining, it is pouring really heavily. At that time, and the wind is also very strong, gale is there. That when everything, all these things are there, then it is known as storm. I hope now the difference between breeze is clear, gale is clear, what is gale and what is breeze. Difference between your drizzle and downpour is clear. Drizzle is light rainfall and downpour is heavy rainfall. And storm is when everything is there. Heavy rainfall is there and your strong wind is also blowing. Thunder is also there, lightning is also there. That is a storm. Okay, now let's move. Before we start off, I would like all of you to see a picture. Look at this picture now. Have you seen this bear? You must have seen a cartoon of this bear. It at times comes on the TV also. Some of you might have recognized this bear. Yes, some of you might not have recognized this. Yes, this is Winnie the Pooh. It is a very popular cartoon character. Winnie the Pooh the bear is the bear who has been invented by A.A. Milne. He was the one who invented Winnie the Pooh. He became really popular, really famous after writing the stories of Winnie the Pooh. And today we are going to read the poem of a person who has invented Winnie the Pooh, A.A. Milne. And A.A. Milne, what was his full name? Alan Alexander Milne. And he is an English author. English author means an English writer, and he wrote stories about Winnie the Pooh. And today we are going to read one of his poems, and the poem's name is, the poem's name is Wind on the Hill. Okay? Now when we open the book, when you will open the book on page number 33, you will find a warm-up exercise. In that warm-up exercise, all the words that I have taken up just now, breeze, downpour, drizzle, gale, storm are there, and you have to match them with their correct definitions. This task you have to do on your own, as I've explained you already the meanings. And next, when I send you the assignment, I will be sending the answers of this task also. Now come, let's move towards the poem. Now the poem starts. Can we see the wind? Can all of you see the wind? No, we can't see the wind. We actually feel it when our hair are blowing. Or, okay, if you want to feel it, just sit under a fan. Your hair will start blowing, right? You will feel, you will feel nice. You will not feel hot. That means you're feeling the air or the wind on your face, on your hair. But we actually cannot see it. So how do we know in which direction is it blowing? Read this poem by A.A. Milne, in which a child is describing the wind and what it does. Now this poem has been written from the point of view of a child. A child is the one who's talking. Let's start. No one can tell me, nobody knows where the wind comes from, where the wind goes. Now the child says, I have asked so many people, but nobody can tell me from where the wind, and nobody knows from where the wind comes, from where is the wind coming and where is it going. I hope the first paragraph is clear. Second, it's flying from somewhere as fast as it can. Now the child says the wind is flying from somewhere. It is coming from somewhere and it is blowing really fast. I couldn't keep up with it, not if I ran. And he says even if I tried to run as fast as I can and try to catch it, still I will not be at par with the wind. The wind will still be more fast than me. I am repeating the first two paragraphs again. The child says, no one can tell me, nobody knows where the wind comes from, where the wind goes. He says, so far I have asked so many people, but nobody has been able to tell me. Nobody knows from where is the wind coming and where is it going. It's flying from somewhere. He says the wind is coming from somewhere as fast as it can, and it is blowing really fast. And even if I try to run really fast to the best of my ability, but still I will not be able to catch the speed of the wind. Let's move to the third paragraph. But if I stopped holding the string of my kite, and he says, but if I just let go of the string of my kite, string is the dhaga with which you tie the kite. So he says, if I let go, agar main usko chhod दूं, if I am going to let go of that string, it would blow with the wind. It will start blowing. The string and the kite, they will start going with the wind, in the direction of the wind. I'm sorry, for a day and a night, and it will keep on going with the wind wherever the wind is going. Maybe it will go for a day. It will continue from morning till evening and then at night also. Okay? And then when I found it, and finally, when I will also follow that path, and when finally I will find it, wherever it blew, that means wherever my kite has gone, wherever it blew, I should know that the wind had been going there too. And he says, I will also come to know that, okay, this is the path that the wind has taken. I'm repeating this one again. And then when I found it, he says, when I'm going to let go of the string and my kite will also go with the wind, in the direction of the wind. and maybe it will keep on going with the wind for a day, for whole day it will keep on flying with the wind, for a whole night also, and I will also keep on following their path. I will follow them. And then he says, when I will finally find my kite, I will come to know that okay, the wind has followed this path, has gone through this direction. Okay, so then I could tell them where the wind goes. And he says, then I will come to know, okay, this is the direction, this is the path that the wind has taken, and I can tell everybody. But where the wind comes from, nobody knows. But still there is one mystery. There is one mystery. We have not solved this problem. And what was that problem? That still he doesn't know from where is the wind coming from. He will come to know where is the wind going. How? He will let go of his kite and he will keep on following the path of the kite. So he will come to know, okay, this is the way the wind is going. But still he doesn't know where is the wind coming from. This is the question he still does not have the answer to. Now this wraps up our poem. Now what you're going to do is go through the poem again. It's a very easy poem. Okay. After this, these comprehension questions are given. A part comprehension questions are given. You have to do these comprehension questions in the book itself. A part. Okay. Now your B part, our question answers are given. I have attached a PDF. You have to copy those questions in your copy, the B part. From the PDF, just copy the questions. Now the C part asks you about the rhyming words. Okay. Rhyming words are beta. Let's say, look at the first paragraph. Can you see the first paragraph? I will try to enlarge it. Look at the first paragraph. Here in the first paragraph, look at the first line. You have to take care when you have to look for the rhyming words. We have to look for the first line. The rhyming words are usually at the end, always at the end. The last word is going to match. We have to see all the words. See, look at the lines now of the first paragraph. No one can tell me. Here the first line finishes. Nobody knows. Second line finishes. Me and knows. I told you last words have to rhyme. Here they are not rhyming. Where the wind comes from. Where the wind goes. From, is it rhyming with anything? From, knows, no. Knows and goes is rhyming. So in paragraph 1, your rhyming words are knows and goes. These two are rhyming. Now let's take one more example. Always remember that in the poem, wherever the paragraph is, you have to see the last words of the lines in the paragraph. They have to match. First, the last word of the first line, maybe it will match with the third line last word, or maybe the second line last word. You have to see. It can happen that the first line last word matches with the third line last word, and the second line last word matches with the fourth line last word. It can also happen. So you have to see the last words. Let's see the second paragraph. It's flying from somewhere as fast as it can. Now somewhere and can, first and second line last words, they don't match. I couldn't keep up with it, not if I ran. So can and ran, do they match? So here second and fourth word are matching, right? So your rhyming words in second paragraph are can and ran. Now first two paragraphs I have told you which are the matching words. In the next three paragraphs you have to find out the matching words on your own. Right? Here B part we are doing in the copy. C part, rhyming words, you have to write here only in the book. I'll be sending the correct answers with the next assignment. Let's see whether you're able to find or no. See, can and knows, I have already told you which are the rhyming words. You have to find out the rhyming words for blue and kite. Now one more question that you'll be writing on your own. I have not written the answer for this question. Is the first question of life skills and values. It says moving air is called wind. Right? Today, air is getting polluted by smoke from factories and vehicles. What do you think should be done to control air pollution? Now, these days, you must have heard in the news also, they were saying that since the number of vehicles during the lockdown, the number of vehicles have reduced. As a result, the pollution in the air has also reduced. Okay? So, as your question is saying that because of the vehicles and because of the smoke from the factories, there is a lot of pollution. We are using so many ACs these days, that is also causing pollution. So what are the various ways which we can adopt to let go of this pollution? We can use less vehicles. We can start using your common ways of commutation, like you can use buses. If maximum people use buses, so the number of cars will reduce on roads. As a result, the pollution will also reduce. Or people can start using cycles. Those who are living in Panchkula, they must be knowing that there is a bike service that is available here, which you can use from one place to another, and then so that is also one way of reducing pollution. Or you can start what other ways we can adopt to reduce the air pollution. You have to think, discuss with your parents, try to search on Google, and then you have to write in your notebook very neatly. It should have 5 lines. Okay, 5 lines, properly framed answer you have to write down.